Personalizing consumer journeys and campaigns.
Hello everybody, pleasure to meet you all. I'm Hodges from Lyft. We're going to be discussing personalising consumer journeys and campaigns today. So firstly, I'd like to invite up Alexis Wicén, who is the CEO of Unibo. Can we have a round of applause for Alexis, please? Thank you. Alexis, thanks ever so much for joining us today. Secondly, I'd like to invite up Dan Morrison, who is Director of New Business at Fast Track. Dan, please welcome Dan to the stage. Thanks ever so much. And then finally on our expert panel today, I'd like to introduce Adam Mateja, who is the co-founder and CEO of Blurify. Welcome to Adam. Thanks ever so much. So firstly, welcome everybody. And today we're going to be talking about personalizing consumer journeys and campaigns, and really about how the world of AI and machine learning and predictive analytics can really help consumers along that journey. So first question I want to kick off with is, and I'll put this out to the whole panel, is why is personalization crucial in today's interactive entertainment landscape?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So personalization is key purely because it's a numbers game, and if you can not identify those consumers online, then it's very hard to target any kind of marketing campaign or any data-driven decision based on a cohort of consumers. It needs to be something geared up towards one-to-one, or at least hyper-personalized. Thank you for that.
Adam, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think there is also something it's worthy to add here, is that in the space where we are, so the interactive entertainment space, what we offer is often a commodity, so people can have the same fun on most of the websites. So it's always about distinguish yourself between the competition, and I think that personalization is one of the ways to distinguish yourself. And at the end of the day, build a long-lasting relationship with the clients, and this is what it's all about.
Yeah, I can add as well that, of course, acquisition is extremely expensive, and keeping your players is much better than just acquiring new players. I think you have to be personalized. You have to, as Adam said, there's a commodity of the things that are available in our industry, and players want to be engaged, and keeping your players, retaining your players is key.
Yeah, definitely. No, I completely agree with that. And then I suppose that then begs the question of how has user expectation in customization evolved over the past few years?
I can start there.
Alexis, if you want to take that.
We've seen a huge change in how things have evolved. They've been just 10 years ago. It was in the beginning of this industry, and you couldn't do a lot of things. Now you have a lot more availability for data and just power in your data. You can use data to make sure that players can have a more personalized journey.
Yeah, definitely. Dan, did you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think it's really key to see what kind of what things other companies have done, such as Netflix, for instance, the Netflix effect of you go on, you log in, and you basically see things that just make sense to you as a consumer. And for companies to try and even replicate or come close to replicating this Netflix effect, it's proven very hard. So it's something that's always going to be strategically invaluable.
And it's about that brand persona as well, right? Reflecting on how the brand communicates with potential consumers, in the right tone, voice, etc. Adam, just to add to that then, what are some of the challenges we're seeing within AI over the coming years?
So there are a few, that's for sure. I think the main one is the data, right? Because good AI models, good machine learning models are based on clean and structured data. And right now, when we collect data from so many sources, because we are collecting them from every interaction of in our platform through mobile web, how people respond to the marketing, sales campaigns, and so on and so on. So making this data structure and understandable, this is definitely a challenge. Another one is, of course, staying compliance. We have GDPR, we have other data privacy legislation in place. So on one hand, we want to collect as many data as possible, but on the other hand, we must stay compliant.
Yeah, definitely.
And last but not least, I think it's the infrastructure challenge, because good personalization works seamlessly, works in real time, and when we have a platform that have thousands of different users and they are all online on the same time, so providing this personalization in real time, it's for sure also an infrastructure challenge.
Yeah, definitely. And then I completely agree with you on that, Adam. And then, Dan, that leads me to ask you, how can real-time data be used to improve marketing campaigns?
So I think when you're using data that's got a latency on it, and a lot of these companies now are using yesterday's data for today's CRM strategy, and to get that kind of information and to be able to actionable in the correct context and in the right way, and delivered at the right time or the right message, that's key. And when you've got real-time feeds with multiple data sources to be able to extract that and to put that picture together for the consumer, that's when it becomes really important.
Yeah, definitely. Adam?
Yeah, just wanted to add that with this real-time data, we are not staying anymore with just birthday campaigns and we miss you campaigns. So an example here that, for example, event-based marketing, right? So if our user favorite sport is about to play, so by analyzing the real-time data, we know whether he already engaged or not, and if not, most likely this is a good moment to send him a notification, reminder, text message, whatever.
Sure, and then that leads to the question of how personalization can be used to ensure sustainable engagement and not excessive engagement.
Yeah, I think one key there is the real-time data. Obviously, you can take action when you see one of your users maybe using the product too much. You can actually action on it right away rather than doing it the next day or later in the week or something like that. We can actually push the user towards using the tools available to them, so they can actually be more secure and safe in their gameplay.
Certainly, and looking at things like certain payment patterns, etc., and use cases and time
exactly.
of use. Yeah,
different
exactly.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing to add here is that I think the personalization should be about boosting long-term engagement and not short-term profit. And if we'll have the over-engagement, then we have the harmful behavior that, of course, we don't want to have in our products.
Yeah, certainly. Dan, did you want to add something to the end of that?
Yeah, it was just to make another point is that you can be very proactive rather than reactive to certain situations, going back to responsible and
engagement.
Engagement, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And then I put this question out to the whole panel. So what emerging technologies will further enhance user journey and personalization in the coming years?
Okay, I can take that. So it's what Dan already said, that we must be proactive, and I think in general AI will be more proactive or more predictive. So we'll be able to say what our users will do as a next step at a great certainty, and we will be able to use that knowledge to provide very detailed marketing strategies. I think also VR and AR, they will play a role, because those technologies connected with good personalization will create immersive experience for our users. And last but not least, blockchain. Blockchain, because people will start to worry about how the data is used, what we are doing about the data. So using blockchain will be a way to be kind of transparent with them, what we are using with the data, how it's how we are analyzing that, and so on. So yeah, that are the examples that I have in my mind right now.
Alexis, do you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I think in particular AI will just explode in the next few years. I mean, we've seen it over the last 2 years really taking a front and center role in everywhere. It will allow a lot of the employees to be able to do more with their time, execute more things, and be able to deliver more in terms of
prominent
design and everything.
Because so many people say, AI is going to replace people. It's really not. It's just going to allow people to do more meaningful jobs, right?
We're going to be empowering them, remove all of the, say, useless work or let's say monotonous work that you have to do, and the AI will just help by doing that a lot quicker, so you can focus on being more creative and delivering on a whole another level.
And also more consistent as well, right? You know, it won't make mistakes as, you know, human error, can intercept as well. I think we may have covered this already, but then Adam, just finally to you, next sort of 3 to 5 years, you mentioned virtual reality, etc. Anything else in the world of interactive entertainment you think?
3-5 years, it's a long time. I think
Agreed.
you know it's could be difficult for anyone to say what will happen over the next 6 months. But for sure, one thing that I already mentioned. So AI being way more predictive, way more proactive than there is reactive right now. Everything will happen in real time and will also happen seamlessly across all the channels that we connect with our users. So web, mobile, the strategies that we've already mentioned. But also, I think ethical AI will evolve, because again, it's all about the data. We are gathering as much data as possible, and people will start to worry about so how we implement ethical guidelines into AI. We may see also new data privacy frameworks in place that we must stay aligned with. So yeah, finding this balance between between using these modern technologies and staying compliant will be an interesting challenge to overcome.
Yes, certainly. No, I completely agree. Okay, well, look, that brings us to the end of our questions. Normally we get a couple of questions from the audience. So has anybody got any burning questions, I think, when they want to ask the panel? Whilst now you've got the opportunity, or if not now in front of everybody, feel free to approach at the end. So, guys, I'd like to thank you ever so much for your time today. It was certainly an interesting discussion. Very knowledgeable. Great to hear from a panel of experts today. And thanks ever so much. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very big thank you to Christian, Alexis, Dan, and Adam for a very, very insightful panel. I think you're going to get a picture, guys. 4 good-looking gentlemen. Why not?